All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So as you know, solar eclipse, it's going to be tomorrow, and a lot of things to center around it. And, you know, we had earthquakes Friday, you know, all over Babylon the Great, but the main ones that hit the hardest was in New York and New Jersey. And, but you had some in Philly and Boston and Connecticut. And the Lord said that these things are signs. And when we see these signs, know that salvation is near and that the Lord is about to come back. So, quick 2 videos. I think they all together probably like a minute and a half. But this to show you that this predictive programming that can possibly happen. This is why we report on things like this. But listen up.
A warning right here in the U.S. from the FBI and Homeland Security. Warning of potential threats to public gatherings. The timing of this and why they're concerned tonight. Here's our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas with late reporting.
Tonight, FBI and Homeland Security officials are warning U.S. law enforcement about the potential for terror inspired by that deadly ISIS attack in Moscow targeting a concert hall. The concern, according to the bulletin, violence targeting mass gatherings such as...
Now, the mass gatherings is, you know, this solar eclipse is supposed to be a mass gathering. And, you know, the people that attacked Moscow, what was that, 2 weeks ago? So as you see, they're getting the excuses together. You know, what just happened, like a few days ago, is the small hats attacked Iran. Now they saying that Iran might retaliate back in America for what the small hats did over there to them in Syria. So they basically trying to get you to, you know, if something happened and it wasn't us. We all understand that all of this would be an inside job, but we're reporting on it because it's prophecy. Hell is coming to the earth, man. So like I said, if nothing don't happen Monday when the solar eclipse come, that don't mean that it's not going to happen. I mean, it can happen. It's going to happen later. All right.
Sports stadiums, concert venues, or houses of worship in the United States. Law enforcement told to be on the lookout for any suspicious activity. The bulletin coming just days before millions will gather to watch the eclipse on Monday. Authorities say following the Moscow attack, ISIS and its supporters celebrated the assault and shared graphic and violent attack footage, the terror group calling for similar attacks in the United States. I'm told U.S. law enforcement is being urged to take this bulletin seriously. Sources say ISIS remains a very real threat.
Security.
Yes, we're planning for a mass casualty event that day, but that's not really our worry. Our worry is, how do we get our heart attacks and our stroke patients to the emergency?
You see how she tried to flip it? Now, we only going to play about a good 15 seconds of this video because this man that's on the screen, he started talking about other stuff. It's not edifying. I just wanted to show you the beginning of this video about what she said. They are planning on mass casualties on this day, but I wonder why. But you heard her excuse, right? Let's go back.
Department, if the roads are... Yes, we're planning for a mass casualty event that day, but that's not really our worry. Our worry is, how do we get our heart attacks and our stroke patients to the emergency department?
Why would people be having heart attack and strokes on that day? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, like I said, I already done videos on this, so I'm pretty sure whoever watched my videos, you seen what I was talking about the things that they're supposed to release on that day. All right.
If the roads are completely at a gridlock and we can't get... Yes, we're planning for a mass casualty event that day.
So yeah. Now 2nd Esdras 9, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told you before A solar eclipse is a sign. Then shalt you understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And if I'm not mistaken, when I looked it up, it said like the next solar eclipse supposed to be in 200 years. So yeah, this might be the last sign that we get when it comes to like a solar eclipse, because then you have the moon gonna have a blood moon, eventually. All of these are the signs of heaven. And when you read Matthew 24 and Luke 21, the signs of heaven is the ushering in of the Lord coming back. So this is not a small thing. This is not a small thing. You cannot just look at this and be like, oh, it is what it is. Certain things that happen over in the Middle East, it is what it is. Because the Lord told us that it's going to be rumors of wars. All right. But the end is not yet. But these signs right here, all right, this is showing you that the things that is going on in the Middle East, all of this is about to come to a head. World War III is about to get real active. The mark of the beast is right around the corner because the infrastructure is already in play. They can crash a dollar at any time. And also, the EMP can do that. And then, how many times have they blamed every time they talk about the EMP, they always talk about either Russia or China or North Korea or Iran. All right. So these are the four enemies that they always talking about, but it be particularly Russia. Okay. So even though that's an inside job, but blaming it on these countries, an EMP, man, people do not understand what an EMP is going to do. All right. That's wiping out everything. Majority of everything is on the electrical grid. So banking, farming, transportation, your way of life will be changed. And it said, therefore, when you shall see earthquakes, didn't we just have earthquakes? Now, now imagine if you was in New York when that 4.8 earthquake hit. That's very rare. Remember, the Lord said earthquakes in diverse places. That's many and random. That's what diverse mean. Okay? So that's a random event that happened in New York because New York don't get earthquakes like that. So you had people really bugging out. They was running out into the streets and everything, So when you seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, it's been nothing but protest. And majority of the protest is on the other side of the world. But guess what, though? Now, if you read this in order, this is just me speaking as a man. If you read this in order, right? So the first scripture talks about signs, like a solar eclipse. Then number 2, it's talking about when you see this, now you understand that the Lord about to come back and visit the world which he made. Then it said earthquakes. So earthquakes, that just happened. Uproars of the people of all these events happen on the so-called solar eclipse. Then that will start an uproar of the people. Because all of that is going to do is usher in a sedition. Okay? And I didn't mean so-called solar eclipse. I mean the solar eclipse. But yeah. So, and it says, in uproars of the people in the world, then shalt you well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before you, even from the beginning. Because prophecy is all through Genesis, all the way to the book of Revelation. For like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. In the way that we understand that the end is manifest, because the Lord said, when you see these things, know that your salvation is near, even at the door. So it's a beautiful time to be alive. This is another, solar eclipse news, which is the solar eclipse going to be tomorrow. And Lord willing, something happened because there's so much stuff centered around it. Hopefully they do shoot rockets at the sun. Okay. Cause that would cause some disturbance too. I don't know what the hell they think they accomplish, but I know they'll cause some disturbance and people will be like, what the hell? Look like the sun just blew up or something like that, whatever. But yeah. So they messing with CERN on that day, they call it the God particle. They trying to tap into the other realm, but they really just trying to release the demons because that's who they consult with, Hey, the devil come down with great wrath because we have but a short time. But yeah, so this is another quick news update. Stay prayed up, be on the watch as the Lord told us to watch and pray. And shalom.